Tonight, our topic is our black women, in particular our young black women and black girls, and the choices that they tend to make frequently when it comes to the boys, guys, men that they're attracted to, that they want to date. And I hate to say even pursue, because that's not a woman's job to pursue a man, but you know, some of our women get to the point where they're actually in pursuit mode. But it seems like some of them, not all. All right, don't think I'm speaking in generalities, because there's plenty of sisters with high standards who don't accept bull crap, who are looking for the right fundamentals in a man. So we're not talking about them. But there are many of our women who have the wrong view, do you want to tag? Okay, that's fine. They have the wrong criteria. They have the wrong perspective. They have the wrong motive. They're just going after the wrong damn thing, okay? And we got to talk about that, and we got to get to the bottom of it. And I'm going to give you a hint right now. For everybody who thinks that this is just going to be a bash the black woman rally, that's wrong, because guess what? The ideology, the perspectives, the mental state of our young girls is directly tied to the job that their fathers did when it comes to how they see men, right? So it's blame on both sides here, fellas. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the choices that women make. Yeah, we're gonna talk about what I've seen women do. I've experienced this myself, but it's not the blame game, because it's blame to go both ways in this, right? So let's get that laid out first. So, Sadiq, before we get started, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
Sadiq, I don't have a BPM shirt, but got this one on. I hope y'all enjoy the show and keep your ears open.
You got any announcements you want to make?
This Saturday, I'll be starting my business at 5000 North Main Street. If you want to come get your car detailed, you just come. But if you want to get it out the way, you can come early.
What about wash? Do you do wash and detail or just detail?
I wash and I do the inside.
If you want inside and out on a large vehicle, how much is that?
That'd be $20.
Do you get a discount for being black?
You get a discount for being the BPM.
Oh, okay, good. All right, Jerry, you want to introduce yourself?
No.
You don't? Say, hey, Instagram.
Hey, mommy.
Right there. Say, hey, Instagram.
Hey, mommy.
Not mommy. Say, hey, Instagram. Okay, say, hey, Facebook. Go sit down, Jerry. How you gonna be a movie star talking about, hey, mommy? We gotta get you ready. But you ain't going to Hollywood, though. I can tell you that. All right, here we go. Let's get down to business. Now, number one, why would I even talk about this topic? Because as you all know, in BPM, we believe that the foundation, the fundamental building block, the starting point for the rebuilding of the black community and black people overall is the black family, right? What's the black family? One black man and one black woman under one black God raising these black children the correct way, right? When you have black families, you can have communities. When you have communities, you can build economies. When you have economies, you can generate wealth. When there is wealth and assets, they can be passed from one generation to the next. But this is going to be tough without families. Almost impossible. Right? Almost impossible. Just think about how hard it is for single mothers. Right? They're trying to get by from check to check. They can't even think the same thoughts as a wife that has a husband and they have multiple streams of income. They have somebody to fall back on. So we got to get back to building families. We got to get to the point as straight black pride where the only acceptable spouse for the black woman is the black man, and the only acceptable spouse for the black man is the black woman. We got to get back to the family structure. We got to get back to the masculine-feminine balance. We got to. Okay? All right. So, now you see why this topic is important. Because if our women are attracted to and only want to associate with and intermingle with men who don't give a damn about building families, do you see? Those are the kind of guys you like. They don't have no thought about being committed. They've never been committed to anything. And these are the type of men that you're attracted to. Now you see where we're going to have a problem building families. Because a woman can't build a family by herself. And a woman can't make a man be a man. And guess what? A woman ain't finna change no man 9 times out of 10. So what you pick is what you get. Repeat that, Sadiq.
What you pick is what you get.
What you pick is what you get. Now listen. If I go to the dealership, right, to buy a car, and it's one of those as is, they tell you what you buy, that's yours once you leave this parking lot, right? That's how it is with men. Ain't no warranty on them. You can't take them back to his mama, right? Okay. If I go to one of these as is shops, you know what I better do? I better do a thorough inspection of that vehicle, right? I better take somebody with knowledge with me and say, you open the hood, you crank it up, you look at it, how it sound, how it run. How, in your experience, is this a good vehicle? Would you recommend it? How many miles is on it? What has it been in the wreck? Has it been in the flood? What's the ratings? I better go to the Carfax, right? If I'm gonna get this vehicle. Well, you better do even more research and investigation before you pick a man. What you think? Because if that vehicle break down, you can go back to catching the bus. But if you get with that man and have some kids and he ain't nothing but a lemon, oh, your ass suffering for a long time, right? So the black family is the reason that we got to talk about this. Now, before, and I don't want anybody to think I'm just blaming women, because listen to me. I know that the pool of black men, good, black, dedicated, committed men, what the hell is, who the hell asks about mulattoes? I'm not even on that. I'm not even on that now. No, Obama, don't bring that up. Somebody on the thing asked about mulattoes. I just said a black woman. I try to make it simple. A black woman and a black man, all up and down. No, now let me get back to what I was saying. I know that the pool of good, dedicated, disciplined black men is not that big. But there are some. And the men in that pool often get overlooked. But let me tell you, I feel you, sisters. And that's why BPM working so hard to increase the size of this pool. Right? We spend all our time training our boys to be good, dedicated black men who are going to go out and find and commit to great black women. By the way, share this video if you're on Facebook. However, you can share it on Instagram. Make sure you share it and invite somebody else. But he's a great black man is all I'm saying. Okay, I'm not going to have a debate about Obama. All I'm going to say is he did more for gays and Latinos than he did for blacks. And that blacks are in a worse position now than when he came into office. And more of us got killed by police under him and he ain't do shit. So I'm going to leave that right where it's at. You take that to the bank and cash it. Going to get on Obama right now. I don't know why the hell she on my thing want to talk about Obama. Let me get back focused. BPM. We training these boys to do the right thing. We training them to be dedicated. We training them not to go around making babies everywhere. We training them to take the Pledge of Allegiance to the black woman. In BPM, every young male that's in BPM and every grown man has to take a Pledge of Allegiance that they will marry, love, commit to, and protect a black woman, and that they will protect the black woman wherever they see them in the community all the days of their life. Do you see? I'm not against the black woman. We get these boys young. We put the right thoughts in their head. We using straight up peer pressure. This is how you're going to do it. You're not going to have 5 baby mamas. You're not even going to have 1. You're going to have a wife. Well, what? No cool points for nothing else. Well, I'm a player. No, the hell you ain't. Shut the hell up. That's stupid. You're going to have AIDS. You're going to die. You're going to have syphilis, herpes. Yeah, we're going to use peer pressure because these other people are using peer pressure. So let me give you the real facts and use that kind of pressure. We won't call this peer pressure. We'll call this real pressure. How about that? We ain't give you no points for being no player. How about that? I don't practice it, and I'm not going to teach it. I'm not going to allow it, and I'm not going to endorse it. So we make family building the standard. Don't brag to me about your Michael Jordan shoes. Do you have a black wife? Are you taking care of your kids? Are you dedicated to that family? Are you faithful? That's what makes you cool in our eyes. We don't care about nothing else. So yeah, we're trying to make this pool as big for the black woman as we can get it. We all about that, okay? But if we train these boys up to do the right thing, they're not sagging their pants, they don't have no tattoos on their face, their mouth is not full of gold teeth, they're not selling weed, and then all the girls are saying, I don't like him, he's a Poindexter. Do you see? He a square. He a lame. I want me a thug. What the hell? Okay, listen, man. I'm gonna give you an example of this. I was talking to some sisters at the courthouse the other day, and I knew I had this show coming up, but I didn't tell them this was gonna be information for a show. I just asked them. I said, "Do black women, do they frequently or even sometimes purposely dismiss good black males to go after thugs?" They said, "Hell yeah, I did it myself multiple times." I said, "But why?" One of them said, "Because I was young and dumb." That's what one of them said. There were two. One of them said, "I was young and dumb." The other one said, "Because I don't want no Poindexter ass nigga. I want a thug." I said, "Okay, I got two different spectrums here. Let me get information from both." I said, "Okay, thug. You want a thug. Why do you want a thug?" "That's what I'm attracted to. That's what I like." I said, "Okay, but what about things don't go well for the thug? You pregnant right now and you don't even want to be with the daddy." "Yeah, but I don't want no Poindexter." And I said, "Okay." But she said, "But I want the thug to treat me right." I said, "All right, wait a minute. So you want a well-behaved, moderate thug." You see how complicated this is getting? Okay, all right. So when I think thug, I think violent, break the law, aggressive, maybe abusive, criminal, off the damn chain, and it's all messed up. Not all, but a lot of messed up parts. But she said she wants a well-behaved thug. That's like saying I want a law-abiding criminal. Right? This is how confused some of our women are. I said, okay, this one admits that she was just young and dumb when she got her thug. This one just said she still wants thug, even though she's pregnant right now, but she just want him to treat her right. I said, okay, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna bring Shamiki on in a second, but let me get through a few more points here. All right, here we go. Now, let's map out the issue clearly. What's the issue? I call these black female dog catchers because they're good at catching these dog-ass men. Black women who devalue and dismiss real, serious, dedicated black men. Okay? I'm talking about real, grounded, serious, committed black men who know who they are, who know what their purpose is, who are intent upon building families and building a future. They ain't just playing around. Okay? Serious men. They dismiss them, but they accept/pursue. See, some women just accept the thug when it comes into the... Some actually go after it. Right? So there's different levels to this dog catcher. You dismiss the real man, but you accept and pursue clown-ass black males who have shown no desire or ability to commit to anything and who inevitably become destructive to those women. Right? He ain't never committed to nothing for more than 6 months, but you want him to be committed to you. What the hell he ever committed to? Didn't finish school, can't even commit to selling drugs. Right? What the hell is that commit to you? All right. So these are what I'm calling the black female dog chaser. Okay. Now, question number 1. Do sisters really do this? And if so, what percentage? So do you think sisters really overlook good guys and go for thugs? Is that something that happens in substantial numbers? Do you believe so?
Yeah, I think in my age group, it's probably like 80% in my age group.
So all of them like the thugs?
Because in my neighborhood, I just be watching.
Okay. So as they get older, maybe about 20, 25, do you think they wisen up?
I don't think so. If they ain't got no role model to tell them that's wrong, they could just go keep doing it.
So you say this is a real problem?
Yeah.
Okay, Sadiq said this is a real problem. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, from personal experience, that this is a major problem. I have been on the losing end of this in my life, and I couldn't understand the phenom. I'm thinking to myself, I know I'm on the right track in life. I'm doing all the right things. I'm going to school. I'm getting educated. I'm on a football scholarship. I'm an honor student. I'm student government. I know I'm not a little wimp because I can beat the hell out of the so-called thugs that they got. You know what I'm saying? What the hell is going on? Why would a woman, now this has happened to me, why would you go choose a lowlife? I hate to say it, but some of these guys are lowlifes. If you got 3 or 4 baby mamas and you ain't taking care of those kids, you're a lowlife, right? If you got 3 or 4 baby mamas and they have to bring your kids down to see you in jail and you ain't even making no effort, you just thugged out, you're a lowlife to me, right? And then they call you for some money, you cuss somebody, call them a gold digger. You know what I'm saying? If you beat up women, you're a lowlife, right? You put your hands, I'm talking about, but these are the men that I have personally seen, right, women go after. So from my personal experience in my life, I would say yes, it's a problem, right? Turn on the fan, Sadiq. All right? Once I became aware of the prison industrial complex and what was being done to black men, and I had been around, I have done everything that you said. Okay, you're changing the subject. I'm not gonna. Let me see. We're talking about women right now. Done everything that you have, and you said to me, they were no good. Oh, you don't want to get on these men that you're talking about. Shamiki, you might not want to go down that road, but I'm gonna bring you up. I'm gonna bring you up now. Now, if you open that door, I'm gonna walk through it. I'm telling you right now. All right, there's been women, right? See, because I've been around all types of men, from the ghetto, drug dealers, to the ghetto that are good men, because there's still good men in the ghetto, to going to college and being around the jocks and being around the academically centered nerds and being around blacks and being around whites and going to law school and graduating law school and practicing. I've been around all types of men. And I would tell women, I say, I've been around all these types of men. I probably shouldn't be telling you this, but believe me, 95% of us are dogs. I'm giving you facts now. 95% of us not going to be faithful, even if it's a good-looking, great black woman. 95% of us going to do the wrong thing. I was telling you, if you come along a guy in that 5% who shows you he's ready to be dedicated and committed, you better not let him go, or it might be over for your ass. You might not meet another one for 5, 10, or 15 years. Right? I would tell him this. And the same women that I told this, it's been about 8 or 9 years now, are exactly what I said. Hey, like Dennis Green said when they played the Bears. He said the Bears are exactly who we thought they were. Well, all these years later, these women are exactly where I told them they would be. Right? If you pass over a good man. Eric say 99% is a dog. Right? Damn. You see how bad this is out here? See how bad this is out here? Okay. So I would tell these women that. And then I still, now with social media, you can keep track of everything that's going on. They exactly where I said they would be. And I'm sitting here like I tried to tell you, you can't pass over a good black man just because he doesn't have swag. You better give him some swag. You better go buy him some swag if that's what you want. You buy him some clothes. Make him do what you want to do. But I'm telling you, if you pass over a good black man for a swag black man, you're going to be a sad black woman. You agree, Sadiq? You got swag?
Nope.
I don't even know what swag is. Because I went to the bank to pay my car note. I said, I got $500 worth of swag. They said, we're going to be picking your truck up tomorrow. I said, damn, you can't take swag to the bank and cash it. Okay. Let's move on. Not only my experience, I've seen this with BPM men. Because one of my goals that my wife says I'm not qualified for, that is to create other black families, meaning get good black BPM men with good black women so we can have more BPM babies. And my wife is like, you're not a matchmaker. But I refuse to stop. Mike Daniels of the Green Bay Packers, I introduced him to his wife. They've been married. They got babies. He's in the Pro Bowl. I got success under my belt. Okay? So I'm not stopping. Right? I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep going. But let me tell you what I seen. I'll go to these different women. They might come to BPM. I might just know them. And I'll try to present them with certain dudes that got their stuff together. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't bring them no trash. But they would look over these guys, right? They would not even take these guys, these squares, serious. I said, but this is a good man. Strong brother. He works out, comes to BPM, dedicated to the community. Educated, work hard, ain't no little chump. They would look at them like, nah, that's not what I'm looking for. What the hell are you looking for? You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about on multiple occasions right here in Jacksonville. I'm talking about women that haven't been in a relationship for 10 to 15 years. I haven't seen them in a public relationship since I've been here. I said, it's got to be better than what you got. Right? Hell, I ain't got nothing good enough, man, because I don't have no rappers. You know what I'm saying? Got no rappers in BPM. Got no dope boys. Hell, all I can do is give you an entrepreneur. Right? Closest thing I can give you. Okay, here we go. Let's bring it on a little further. So, now this is how I know I'm right. I know this is a problem here. After I get this point, I'm gonna let Shamiki come on and see what she got to say. But this is how I know I'm right. As an attorney practicing criminal defense, I have to spend a lot of my time going down to the jail, right? And to visit my clients. Yeah, every time you pick up a client, you got to go see them, get the information, get their side of the story so you can get ready to fight this case. Now, this is one thing I noticed. When I go down to the jail, just about every time I walk up in there, I see a beautiful young black sister, one or more, coming down here to visit a guy. A lot of times bringing the baby down to visit the guy. That breaks my heart, right? Because they bring in the little daughter or the little son down here to visit their dad through the glass, right? I don't know, through the glass, y'all know they making you talk on phones now. You don't even get to touch your loved ones at the jail visits. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, if they have a baby, my heart go to the baby first. But then if not, I'm thinking, this is a beautiful young lady. What the hell is she doing down here chasing behind? Clearly somebody who's not doing the right thing. Do you see? So, as I begin to see this more and more, I think to myself, the most place I see beautiful black women, frequent places I see them, at the courthouse, going to court with their man, standing by their man, right? Or at the jail, going to visit their man. And I'm thinking in my mind, if you would come down to this jail, wait 6, 8 months, years for him to get out, would she stand outside of a classroom and wait for a smart guy to get out of the chemistry class and walk out of there? Would she be just as patient with the good guy? You know what I'm saying? Because I hate to tell you, okay, I don't want to disclose nothing that could get me in trouble as an attorney, but most of the people in jail didn't just trip and fall in there. All right? Now, the system is corrupt. There's racism. There's major bias. The new Jim Crow tell you all about that. But most of the people in there ain't exactly on the right track in life. Right? So I'll say, why are these beautiful young black women down here clinging to these guys? Got to be a problem. Now, I don't know if anybody can refute that. But let's see if I can do this, because I never get this right. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens with this. Let's say block. I should have hit block. All right. Let's see what a woman has to say, because they might say I'm being hyper masculine, male centered, and I'm not giving balance. So since we believe in the let's see what Shamiki has to say. Make sure she don't say I'm not being balanced. If she still, it says adding, but she ain't added up yet. She might have ran when I started dropping these facts. Shamiki, we're waiting. I know I got a good wireless connection in here. Now, I don't know if she does. Shamiki, you said you had all these things to say. I'm going to move on down my talking points here. Okay, well, whenever she gets reactivated or whatever the hell she's doing, we'll let her get back on. But I ain't got time to wait. Ain't nobody got time for that. Where the hell did she go? Did she run? I guess she ran when I started talking about that jail. But that jail's serious, man. I see him down there every day. All right, Sadiq. My next point, I would say that a lot of our women are choosing the wrong men. I think this backs it up. Every day I get on Facebook and Instagram, and maybe y'all too, especially on Father's Day, okay? You hear black women saying, niggas ain't shit. Right? He's a deadbeat. He ain't paying his child support. I'm coming after his ass. I'm the dad and the mom. Now, if I'm sitting here, and I know good black men who don't have kids, or if they do have them, they take great care of them. If I'm sitting here and I'm knowing that these men exist, but all of the men that they encountering and they getting pregnant by are dogs. Let's just say they're telling the truth, because I don't believe they are, but let's just say they're telling the truth. They got to be going after the wrong man. I take care of my kids, don't I?
Yes, sir.
And a bunch of other ones, do I?
Yeah.
So why the hell they only get men that don't take care of shit? I mean, it's craps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know any other good men in BPM that take care of their families?
Yeah.
More, it's not just me, is it?
There's more people.
A lot more. So why are these women caught up with these guys? They're choosing the wrong men. I'm not saying it's a big pool of 5 million good men waiting outside. All I'm saying is this is a few good men. And when you come across one, you better not pass him up for plies. This is my rock. No, big fella. You gonna get got. Okay? You better not try. Don't roll the dice. Talking about they want me to settle. Okay, I don't want you to settle. I want you to get on another level. Right? I don't want you to settle. I want you to get on another level. All right, let's move on. Now, if we look at the number, I'm just proving my point here. This is the last fact. I'm just proving that this is a problem. Black women choosing the wrong men is a problem. If we look at the number of out-of-wedlock births and single mother-headed households, we got to believe that they're pursuing the wrong men. Right? See, I'm old-fashioned. I didn't believe in having babies and not being married. That's not old-fashioned. That's God-fashioned. That's good fashion. That's the way it ought to be. Right? If you're a real man, you're not leaving no woman to be no single mother-headed household. A real man? That's no. You can't get a real man to leave. She can cuss him out, beat him, he's still coming to see about them children. A real man. So why is it that so many of these women are having babies by men who will walk the hell off? That's the worst man on the earth. That's the worst man on the earth. A man that will make babies and walk off to leave you to raise them. He ought to have his nuts cut off. What you think, Sadiq?
It's true.
You can't go anywhere. I don't care if you're not happy. You can't go nowhere. Nah, you stuck. You stuck here for 18 years, big fella. And not just paying child support. That ain't enough. A lot of them don't even pay that. But even that's not enough. What about time? What about time with the children? They're having babies from guys who won't do neither. I think I've done enough to show you that a lot of our women are making these mistakes. Now, I have a 5-question test that I want women to ask yourselves. And this test got a little bit of a cold, but it won't stop me. This test is going to help you figure out whether you're a dog catcher or not. Now, this may be offensive to some people, but I don't care. Sadiq, are you going to let him get me?
No.
Nope. And you better be glad Zeke ain't here. Okay. I'm going to give you these rules, and you take them to the bank and cash them. And you may not like them, but just give them some thought. Number 1, if you done been to the courthouse with your man 3 or 4 times, right? And neither one of those trips was to get a marriage license. But those trips were to deal with his child support, his felonies, his dumbass court dates, and you just sticking right there by him, but we never stopped to get the marriage license, you might be a dog chaser. Or if you done been to court one time with 3 different guys, and neither one of those was a trip to get a marriage license, you might be a dog chaser. Okay? It's not that many good reasons to go to the courthouse. The only one is the marriage license. Can you think of another good reason to go to the courthouse?
To probably see a good lawyer.
Not that many good reasons. Okay, ask yourself that. Now let me ask you this. If you've lived with and played the wifey role, meaning they stand with you, you cooking, you cleaning, and you getting their clothes together. If you've done this for more than 2 men, right? And neither of these men had ever communicated any intent and shown any action to marry you, meaning you playing this role and they ain't even putting you nowhere near that role, you might be creating a dog. Because as they say, why would you buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Do you see? If that woman is going to do all these things for this dumbass uncommitted guy, he coming home to a hot meal, you taking him around and showing him off, he ain't said nothing about the ring. He ain't said nothing about the wedding date. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even said it. And if he ain't said it, he sure ain't thinking about doing it. Right? He ain't shown no commitment in word or in action. But you sitting here being Claire Huxtable. Right? You might be not only a dog chaser, but you might be creating a dog. Ask yourself, are you doing that for men? You need to stop. Hell, you're going to be a wife for somebody who ain't your husband. Right? That's like me doing legal work for somebody who ain't even hired me. I'm just a damn volunteer. I ain't getting nothing out this deal. You want to be a volunteer? Hell no. All right. Now, if you done this, you might be a dog chaser. If you have knowingly slept with more than one married man, knowingly or recklessly, meaning you should have known, it wouldn't have been that hard to tell. If you have knowingly slept with more than one married man, Now, you know, if this man married and he done took vows to God and to this woman and he over here messing with you, he got to be a dog. If you done this more than once, I've got to say you a dog catcher. Would you agree?
Yes, sir.
Can you find any excuse for it? I'm talking about maybe sometimes the men lie and they, you know, but you can't go for the lies because they'll always say, well, we separated. Are you divorced, nigga? Show me the final judgment. Because until there's a final judgment, check this out. Until there's a final judgment, he's still married. Uh-oh. And if you getting into it with more than one married guy, that's a dog. They dogs. You might be a dog catcher, but that ain't none of my business. All right. Now, let me tell you this. If you have accepted, this is along the same lines, but not quite, because the men might not be married. But if you have accepted being a side chick, you know, some women accept this. They know he got what they call an old lady at home. They know he got a girlfriend, a fiance. They ain't married, but they know he got a stable thing at home, and they accept being a side chick. Well, he's not happy with her. Well, he initiated this. Well, it ain't my fault. If she satisfied her man, he wouldn't be doing it. All these damn excuses, justifications, right? If you don't accept it being a side chick on more than one occasion, you're a dog catcher, because these men that have a dedicated woman at home and go out and pick up some extra ones, those are what dogs are. And if you've accepted being a side chick for more than one dog, I got to call you a dog catcher. Sadiq?
That's right.
I mean, any objection? I'll in the post. If you in the post, say aye. I didn't say aye. I oppose. Aye. Yeah, let's take a vote. All right? Let's move on. And the last part of this test. Now, I want you ladies to listen to me. If you've done this to more than one guy, you said, you know, he's a nice guy, I like him, but he's just too nice. Right? He's just too nice. You know, he does everything I want him to do, and I just can't be with a guy like that. What the hell? Let me ask you a question. What you want him to do? Slap the hell out of you? He's just too nice. Everything I want him to do, he does it. He buying me flowers, taking me out, never cusses at me. Oh, I see what he need to do. He need to whoop your ass like Floyd Mayweather. You'll be happy then. Okay, is that what you want? I don't get what the hell what's going on here. He's just too nice. I can't be with a man like that. I need somebody who gonna put me in my place. What you want me to do, elbow you? Sit down. Shut up while I'm talking. Damn! That's what we gotta do these days? Oh, Lord, if you done that on more than one occasion, and you still ain't got this well-behaved, courteous, kind, loving thug that you're looking for, you a dog catcher. Right? You're a dog catcher. Well, you know, he's smart. He's hardworking. He said he wants to marry me. But that's just too much for me. Oh, it's some psychological issues here. There's some psychological issues here. You see what I'm saying? The psychological. That's like me saying, oh yeah, she's a beautiful woman. She cooks and she cleans and she wants to be my wife, but nah, that's not what I'm looking for. I need somebody that cuss me out in public. I need somebody on Instagram twerking when I ain't looking. See what I'm saying? You see how stupid this shit sound? Sorry, Sister Bobby. One of the elders from my church just came on and I was cursing. You might want to leave. Now, Sister Bobby been married for 49 years, so she might want to stay. But you know, the old folks don't allow us to curse in front of them. So you might want to leave. Because I'm a gangster when it gets on here. Okay, now, let me go through some of the excuses that I get from women when I try to tell them that they're making the wrong choices, they need to grow up, they need to wisen up. And if you're using one of these excuses, it'll be over with after tonight. This is the number one excuse I get. Well, if he's such a deadbeat, why you laid down with him and made multiple babies with him? Well, he wasn't like that when we met. He tricked me. He changed on me. Okay, I'm going to prove that wrong with just some cliches. They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. What that mean? Whatever he been doing all his life, that's what he's probably going to keep doing. It's going to be hard to change him. So if this guy's a dog, he probably been doing that his whole life, right? He probably been doing that his whole life. But they say birds of a feather flock together. So if he hangs around men that are dogs and want to be in the club and chasing women and let's not say that word, chasing hoes, then he's probably one of them. He's probably been doing that his whole life, right? If you feel like you get with guys, right, and they put on one front for you, because people do front at the beginning of the relationship, right? But if you hold off, it doesn't take us men that long. I fronted at the beginning of my relationship with my wife. I acted like I was this sensitive, caring, humble individual. That lasted for like 3 months. You know what I'm saying? If you just increase the standards, develop a tougher test, do a deeper investigation, he'll show you who he is. But if you only wait a few months and y'all already sleeping together and you already pregnant, by the time the truth come out, it's too late. It doesn't take that long for the truth to come out. Men can't trick women that long. You knew this guy cheated because a lot of y'all got with guys that were still in previous relationships when they got with y'all. Hint, hint, that's evidence. You knew this guy was a dog because you heard the stories about him before you got with him, but you thought you was going to change him. You thought you was so fine and magnificent that he was going to change for you. Hint, hint, that's evidence. You knew this guy was a dog because he tried to talk to 3 or 4 of your friends at the same time he was starting to talk to you. Okay? But you want to ignore those. See, just like if I'm going to buy that car and it look good, right? Mm-hmm. And it's the exact make and model that I want, so I ignore that little clicking. I ignore that little clicking or that little rattling. Don't worry about that. This is a good one. This is a good one. I ignore it. And then they say, get that checked out. Don't worry about that, man. Don't worry. No, the evidence was there. So as soon as I get on the highway and the tire rolls straight the hell off, it's going to cost $5,000 to get it fixed. And I'm saying, they tricked me. No the hell they didn't. You tried to ignore it because it looked like what you wanted. Now I'm giving you all facts tonight. You tried to ignore it instead of being honest. All you had to do is go back in there and say, what about this? You need to check this out before I buy it. I want this repaired. No clicking. You got to tell them. Got to tell these dudes, no clicking. This ex still thinks she's your girlfriend. What's going on with that? Or you just gonna ignore it, and then once you get in a relationship with him, beat him and her. No, you better deal with that before you buy the car. Okay, well you ignore it then and go ahead and get the lemon. And then on Father's Day, you'll be saying, man, these niggas ain't shit. Because you ignored the clicking. Nah, don't ignore that clicking. You better bring your uncle out, your daddy out, your big brother out. Say, check out this clicking. If you're thinking about dating a man, you better bring him around the only real older black man you know and let them have a look. I tell all the women and all the girls in BPM, if you think you got a boyfriend or somebody you like, bring him here. If he can't survive here, he ain't the one for you. Because I'm going to ask his ass, when's the wedding? What the hell is on your mind? If the man ain't talking about the wedding, if the man ain't talking about marriage, this not the man for you. Because your goal ought to be a wife. Do you see what I'm saying? I once had a girl, a very attractive young lady, tell me that I was going to be her next baby daddy and her next ex-boyfriend. I said, wait the hell a minute. That's not my goal. I'm not trying to be a baby daddy. You got the wrong world view, right? If a big fella coming up to you, he telling you you're beautiful. I'm giving you all facts now. He telling you you're intelligent, and he's just infatuated with you. And he's gonna give you this. You can be driving this car. Y'all are gonna be staying here. But he ain't said nothing about marriage. He trying to sell you some shit that you don't need to buy. I'm sorry. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to give up the glamour and the bling bling because you want the real thing. But that's like somebody selling me an Escalade on 28s with no damn engine in it. Look good in the front yard, but we ain't going nowhere. Now you take that to the bank and cash it. Nah, I had to don't come telling me he tricked you. You ignored the clicking. Now, the next one. Here we go. Now this is the big one now, and I'm gonna come back to this. But some of the women say, well, I didn't have a dad to show me what a good man was. And so now I'm trying to fill that void. That might be true. That is true. But this is what I got to tell you on that. And I'm going to come back to this, so I'm only going to give you half of this right now. If you didn't have a real good dad to set the standard for you about what a good black man should be, that is going to impact your view and your perspective. That's real. And again, that's our fault as men. But, here's the but. It's a big but. It's not an artificial but, though. It's a real but. Here's the but. If you smart enough, just like Journey now, to tell me she got to use the restroom, but if I don't get up and take her, she pee on herself. No, you know how to go use the restroom. If you smart enough to come tell me that, right? If you're smart enough to know what the problem is, then you're smart enough to start taking the steps to fix it. If you know, right, your lack of a dad is impacting your judgment on men, right, then you also smart enough to know that you need to seek guidance someplace. You need to change some of your practices. You need to alter your approach. You need to seek God. You need to seek healing. You need to get to the bottom of this. You can't just keep sleeping with deadbeats and blaming it on your deadbeat dad. Do you see? I tell people like this. My daddy was a drug addict, a woman abuser, wouldn't work consistently, a burden to my family, an alcoholic, and a damn jerk. Now, out of all those things, I could have went and said, hey, well, my daddy beat up my mom. He wouldn't get a job. He did dope. You know what I'm saying? So now that's what's holding me back. That's what's causing me to act like that. Wait a minute. Just because your daddy did it or your mama did it, that don't mean hey, my daddy used to beat up my mama. That don't mean I can go kick Melanie and tell the police, well, my daddy did it. That's not a defense. If you're smart enough to know that that's the problem, then your ass better be smart enough to know to take some accountability and get to work on it, right? I'm just giving you all facts. Now, I'm going to tell you what one of the women at the courthouse told me. I said, if you knew the guy was of a low quality, if you knew he was still in the ratchet ghetto mindset, if you knew all of this, because she was with him for 3 years before she got pregnant. I said, if you knew all of this for 3 years, then why did you keep messing with him? She said, just because he was ratchet, that don't mean his dick was ratchet. I said, wait a minute. Sadiq, you might not want to hear all this. She said that she stayed with him all this time because of what he could do in the bedroom. Apparently, big fella had skills. Apparently, big fella was blessed to please in the bedroom. And this one thing was enough to keep her there for 3 years, even though all the other signs said, get the hell out, like on Get Out. Get the hell out. Go. This one thing, all right? This one thing was enough. Now, ladies, hey, now I know that you're being pleased in the bedroom. That's important to all of us, okay? That's important. That is crucial. That can make a bad day into a good day. But you can't take a penis to the bank and cash it. But nowadays you might be able to with Bruce Jenner and all him out there. But what I'm saying is, that's not enough. I know it's important. Matter of fact, it's vital. But alone, come on, man. Okay, if that's all it takes, listen. If that's all it takes is for him to be good in the bedroom, then don't expect him to be trying to marry you. Don't expect him to be faithful. Don't expect him to be a good man. But now you can't come complain. Just say, look, I settled for penis. I'm happy with that. I don't need nothing else. And then when you go to the family reunion, and they say, what do you do? They ask him, what do you do for a living? And he say, I produce beats and, I'm between jobs right now. And then when you take him out to eat and you have to pay for the meal, right? Just tell the waitress, look, he doesn't have any money. He has good penis. She'll understand. But don't be out here complaining if that one thing can win you over. All right? You take that and you I didn't know you was watching this but Deanne, a lot of your posts be more explicit than they ought to be as well. But this is one issue that I had to cover in this talk. I'm moving on from it now, but it's a problem with a lot of y'all women. Nah, big fellas, if you got it like that, then you do it. You ride that horse. But you just got to deal with those consequences, okay? Mm-hmm. Somebody just said a big fella good in bed, but he constantly in jail. Then what? I ain't got nothing to say about that. Let's move on. Now, let's get to the important part of this discussion. I think I've established that our women do have a problem doing this, choosing the wrong men for the wrong reasons and trying to justify it. I done went through some of their excuses for it. I done went through a test to help them realize whether that they are a dog catcher or not. But let's get down to why. It's all about the why. Okay? And men, the why they do this mostly comes back to us. Now, I had a discussion about this with my friend. Very, very learned brother. Very solid brother. And the thing about it is, I done ran into most of the good men that I know, they've been through this. They've had the women look over them like they just a little farmer in the dale to go after a fake young thug, and then 10 years later, wonder why they don't want to holler at them. A lot of our men have been through this, but check this out. The number one reason, this is what my homie thought was the number one reason. This was his view. And I saw validity in it. And y'all can tell me if y'all agree with this view. He said the reason that girls will look over a good, solid, honest guy and go after someone who's going to treat them terrible is because they have low self-esteem, low self-value, and they're more comfortable with someone who will treat them the way that they feel about themselves. Is what he said. They feel low about themselves. They don't have a good internal view on themselves. And so they will get with a guy who will treat them in line with that. Right? They'll treat them in line with that. And so that's easier for them to accept. That's what they expect. Why would I want some upstanding, honest guy who's going to treat me well when I don't even feel that way about myself? I'm more comfortable with somebody who will treat me the way I see myself, which is not very well. So that was one point of view. I call that the self-esteem, self-value perspective on why women do this. Somebody said the good solid ones can be stupid too. Stupid is not a part of being good and solid. But my Instagram is feeling right now. I'm gonna have to start over, but let me just deal with that. I mean, all men are stupid. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that are gonna do the right thing and be committed to building families. All men are stupid, and most women too. So that's not the issue. So, yeah, that's the self-esteem, self-value perspective. I'm going to come back with my point of view, but let me close out Instagram and bring it back because I only got 20 seconds left. All right, let's get Instagram back going. And then I'll bring it back up. Let the Instagrammers get back in and we'll go into my point of view. We got the low self-esteem, low self-value perspective. Mine is slightly different, but different enough to be a different perspective. And I'm going to let the people decide. And anybody who has questions or comments or attacks or counter-arguments or counter-perspectives, I'll bring them up and let them say it. I'll bring them up live and let them say what they got to say. Because Big Awesome don't back down. Like Sadiq. You don't back down?
No.
Okay, you boxing Zeke on Saturday. You in?
I already boxed Zeke before.
Live.
I sparred him.
Not 60%, not 70%. Live. Alright? And I'm giving him $50 if he can drop you.
I'm run. No, I'm getting your truck because my catch.
Nah, big fella. You ain't running from Z. Okay. This is my point of view in the discussion. I said, okay, the self-esteem perspective, that makes sense. But I've seen women who seem to have, keyword seem, but do seem, they have high confidence, and they still do this. And I said, I feel like they do this out of excitement about swag, about the thug, about the bad boy lifestyle that these guys give off. They just aroused by this. They just excited by this. Like the groupies, like when Gucci Man walks somewhere, or when who's another thug gangster rapper out right now? Most of them are the gay ones. They don't got. Do they have any more gangsters now?
I guess Migos.
No, they wear skinny pants all the time.
Oh, you mean actually real
Like gangster.
I thought you were talking about like 2018.
Like
gangsters.
T Grizzly. He don't wear grizzly pants. I mean, he don't wear skinny jeans, do he?
Nah, he was
Okay, so they see this guy like T Grizzly, a Gucci man, walking around, and then they say, "Oh, I want to go meet him, and he's so tough. Ooh, he got." I ain't gonna lie. One time a few years ago, my sister said, "Shit, now we from the hood, and so we still wrestle with our hoodness every day." But she told me, and this is no lie, that she would not be with a guy who doesn't have a felony. I'm giving you all facts right now. I know grizzly pants, I messed up. But these skinny pants, man, skinny jeans that the Migos be wearing, the young thug, I just can't get down with that. But anyway, I said it's not their self-esteem. I think they're just immature, they're childish, and they caught up on the excitement of I want to be with the big baller. Want to be a ball, you know what I'm saying? That was my point of view, because I heard women say, "Yeah, I know he's smart. He's in grad school. He's getting a PhD, but he don't really got no swag." So you could be the guy that's selling weed, not accomplishing shit, but you do got on some nice Jordans, right? Some jeans and a hat to match. Now you good to go. Well, that seems to me, I don't know if that's self-esteem or you just caught up in the swag. Right? Now that was my perspective. There's different perspectives on why this happens. But if they are caught up on the wrong factors, if they don't know what to look for in a man, if they don't know what's important, if they don't know what they ought to be excited about, ain't that a failure on the part of their father? Shouldn't their dad have taught them that? Right? Shouldn't their dad have shown them that? Baby, this is what a real man does. He gets his ass up and goes to work. And he comes home after work. And you ain't got to worry about having no sisters that you don't know about. No brothers that you don't know about. You know how many black people that came up to me and said, man, I had 3, 4 sisters and brothers around town that I ain't never know about growing up. What? Daddy had a whole nother family? Wait, man. The dads are supposed to show these girls. And you know what's something else? The dads are, you know how Trump want to build a wall? The real dads are a wall against the dumbass guys. You want to know why? Because she knows she can't bring them around. It's going to be tough for her, at least for her high school days, as long as she's living with her parents. It's going to be tough for her to bring the dumbass guy because he can't come around if the dad is there. Because the dad's going to be there like, who in the hell is this? Journey, wait a second. I know I done taught you better than this. Wait a second. Who the hell is Coolio over here? Man, listen here. If the dad was there, we wouldn't have half these problems because then the girl would hold the guy to her daddy's standard. Well, my dad did this. My dad took care of my mom. My dad married my mom. Uh-oh. Now we talking about something. Hey, now we talking about something. My dad did shack up with my mom for 6 years. My dad didn't believe in shacking up. My dad was about family building. Hell you about, nigga. Right? If the dads were around. So dads is, like when I used to watch G.I. Joe, they used to say, knowing is half the battle. Well, dads are half the battle here, big fella. So we can go after these women all we want, but dads are half the battle. Now let me close out with this. All right. It's 2 different ways of viewing relationships and viewing which spouse you want to be with. And Bob Baruti talks about this. Amos Wilson talks about this. A lot of our great scholars that study Africa talk about this. Okay? The European view is one based on romance. And see, this gets back to the root of this problem. The romance, the love. Oh, I'm so in love with this person. I just see them and I get tingles up and down my back. This is the person I ought to be with. I'm just in love. Right? I can fall in love. This is the excuse that Uncle Tom's used to marry outside the race. Okay? That's one view of seeking your spouse. They just make me feel good whenever I see them. This guy might be dumb as hell, abusive, on dope, can't keep it, but I get tingles up and down my back. All right? European, romance. Romance. Now let's go to Africa. African point of view. You're not talking about love and romance. First of all, your parents going to be heavily involved in who the hell you marry. And they going to pick based on who is going to be the best to build with you, carry forward this people, be committed to the village and the family. They're going to pick based on the right factors. So you got to have in mind, we're Africans, we will have in mind those factors. Who can I build with? Who would be dedicated? Who would be committed? Is he industrious? Is he creative? Is he a hard worker? That's, okay, let me look at him. Not, ooh, I just love his swag. Do you see? Right? And then you say, once he got those things, see, under this view, love is at the top of the mountain, and we start at the bottom of the mountain, and we build up to this love and romance, and we build up, we work our way towards that. But you start with somebody who you can build with. You know, you put the tingles and you put that all over to the side. Can I build with this person? Will he be faithful? Will he be committed? Will he be trustworthy? Will he work? Will he have a side hustle? Will he be thinking like a conqueror? A good black man is a conqueror. Because he said, once I got this, I'm going after that. Hell, we got 10,000 saved up. Let's get 30,000 saved up. Hell, let's get off these jobs and have our own business. Do you see? So do I go after that, or do I go after T.I.? T.I. got swag, right? Does it? I would think. He wears his hat to the side. Ain't that swag? T.I. just told his whole family, F y'all, I'm out. I found this other little fine thing over here. Peace. He told him that my marriage was just a burden getting in the way. Damn. But y'all want swag though. Okay. So it's two different points of view to this thing. Do you go after the guy who you know you can build with, know you can trust, know is serious about this family thing, about you? Or do you go with Pimp Daddy Mac? Now, Joy just said she wants to be bought in. Let me use the restroom, then I'm going to bring Joy up. Sadiq, talk to him while I use the restroom.
Oh. Hey people, my business finna be so lit this weekend. Hope y'all ready. Man. What's up, champ? What's up, Joy? Hey, Chris, man, you gotta bring that forward this weekend so I can take a picture of it and act like you know what I'm saying, what I told you. Cause it's 3 cameras. I'm trying to be in all. I got you.
Sadiq, what was you talking about, man?
Talking about car wash business. Somebody asked me something.
You all about the business. Oh, Joy said her car need to be done, so
That's what I got.
you got one new customer right there. All right, let's bring her up. Let's get a female perspective on this, because this been all male testosterone energy on here. Let's see what one of our sisters has to say. What's up, Joyful Lights?
What's happening?
Well, we just been having this discussion, and we want.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Yeah, I just wanted to come on and add my 2 cents.
Well, go ahead, add your 2 cents. Before you do that, let me ask you: do you feel like there's a substantial problem? Because if this is just 1% of women, then this is not a real problem. But that make these bad choices. But do you feel there's a substantial number, like 20, 30, 40%, that do this?
Absolutely. I feel like that it's a real problem in our communities that women are just, like you said, they don't value themselves. But I think it's much deeper than just daddies not being in the home.
Okay.
We have something called, a fractured disconnection from things that we went through with our mothers as well.
Really?
Because, yeah, we got all these mothers in the home, too, who are angry that their relationships didn't work out with the fathers. They maybe were never really show you how to be loved or
Mm-hmm.
how you should be appreciated. So I don't know. I really, because I want to shed some light on that and about people who may have had fathers in the home, but still end up being like that dog catcher,
So you can have a good dad at home. Well, at least a present dad.
A
But
present dad. Let's just not say it's a good dad, a present dad, and I think it could still be an
okay,
issue.
and then the mom can be so. But what's so bad about the dad that he stays, but it still makes the mom so resentful that she becomes damaging to the daughter? What's up? Who's
Because if she doesn't have a good bonding relationship with that father, she's gonna take it out on those kids. She's not gonna love you the way that you should be loved. She's not gonna guide you the way that, because she's got so much resentment towards that dad. I've seen it so many times where if it is not going well with the father, they take it out on their daughters, and then they don't really guide their daughters properly.
so? How do we combat that? Because me and my wife have situations at times, and we get into it. But she's always on point with my daughters. So, whether she mad at me or not, she's not going to mistreat them or transfer that to them, even though they pick up on it. But what I'm...
So if you weren't in the home though, not and Melanie, I love you. I'm not saying you would, but if you weren't in the home, or later on the kids could be acting out in some kind of way that parents don't know how to handle, because a lot of Black people don't believe in getting their mental health together. We got mental health problems that we don't address in the Black community.
Uh-huh.
And it boils down to that too, to women being dog catchers. Because you got to think, if somebody is in their right mind, what would make you think it's okay to let somebody treat you a certain way, let somebody dog you out a certain way? Your mental health is not all the way together. Your parents' mental health may not be all together. I know both of my parents got some underlying mental health issues that they refuse to address.
But what do you do? Okay, so now we're going to open up another bag of worms. But you a
Right.
social...
I would go all into that.
No, but I'm going to ask one more question along that line. Because you actually a social worker.
Yes.
You actually trained in this stuff. Me,
Yes.
I go pray, read my Bible, meditate, step back, and come back when I get mentally off kill. But what are you saying that our Black people need to do as far as mental health, especially when we know all the psychiatrist is going to do is give you some damn drugs that mess you up even worse?
Read. Get some books. Read a book. Read some of these books. We got Dr. Laila Africa right here with the African Holistic Health. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We got Queen of Full books out here.
Uh-huh.
Sacred Woman. You know what I'm saying? Get you some books. We got Zora Neale Hurston out here. She was a person who collected folklore stories and talked about, what it was like to be an empowering Black woman or a woman, period, of her time. You know what I'm saying? Like, love yourself. Learn how to love yourself. Know yourself.
Wow.
Know your worth. Know a lot of these, and I see it all the time at work, at BPM, some of the young women, we don't know our worth. We don't even know our own bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Know your body. Get in tune with you. And then bring somebody else into the picture. But as young women, we're taught to, at least speaking for myself, I was taught from a young girl, oh, go get you a boyfriend. But we're not being taught, what does that mean? Why do I need a boyfriend? Well, I should have been being taught about how to know myself, how to know myself as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as a cook. These girls don't know how to cook. They don't know how to keep a house. All of those things matter. And then you bring somebody else into the picture.
So you saying that
Master both things.
half the battle for the correct mental health which leads to the correct judgment and decision-making abilities, is knowing yourself, meaning knowing your history, knowing who you are, knowing your body, knowing the different aspects of yourself, and you can better take care of yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Because when you know how to eat well, and when you know what you should be treated like, myself, I'm not gonna let anybody treat me any kind of way. Even my husband, I don't allow him to raise his voice at me. I'm like, look, this is me. If we can't have a civilized conversation, then come back and talk to me later when you calm down. Because I know my worth. I know I'm not going to allow that. It's not happening over here.
Well,
so you have some women that's been taught, well, I'm just going to let them talk to me any kind of... No, you're not. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way,
So do you raise your voice at your husband?
No. It's
So,
respect. I respect him. I respect him enough. It's not necessary to do that.
So you said it's about respect,
Yes.
and it's about eating. And I guess what you're leading up to is about eating a vegan diet. Is that what it's about?
That video you tagged me in talking about veganism is not African. I don't know where you got that dude from. I ain't even listening to him because he probably gonna develop type 2 diabetes down the road.
Our ancestors ate meat.
Huh?
Our ancestors in Africa ate meat.
But it was not part of every meal. Let's say that it was not a part of breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I ain't saying it had to be a part of every dinner. I'm just saying they weren't vegan.
And so you're saying all of them wasn't vegan, or a few of them wasn't vegan?
I'm saying the vast majority were not vegan. But we'll get into it.
Where you got literature on that at? Show me you love to bring up a book. Where's the book on that at?
Have you read The Destruction of Black?
Oh, you got no book for that? Oh, okay. Yeah, come back and holler at me when you get a book on that, because our ancestors were vegan.
No, they weren't.
Have meat with every meal.
Have you heard? Wait a second. Now, I've heard Dr. Clark, John Henry Clark. See, I got a source. Thought I didn't have no source. I've heard Dr. John Henry Clark talk about African kings in West Africa. That's where most of us come from.
Okay.
Who, whenever they would have their big festivals and whenever they wanted to have a big get-together, which was whenever they wanted to,
Okay.
they would slaughter thousands of cows for these big dinners. Lambs, whatever the delicacy was for them. And they would prepare these huge dinners. They would welcome all of these guests. And I'm thinking, why are they slaughtering all these cows for dinner if they only eat vegetables?
But think about it, that was a gathering. That was something that was maybe part of some type of spiritual coming together. You know how we have our feasts in the Bible. They got the feast of
They ate meat. They ate
bread and all these different feasts and stuff. But also, one thing I want to point out, okay, back then they raised those cattle. They knew where those cattle came from. They could source that meat. Can you source your meat now?
Can you source your vegetables? Do you raise your vegetables? Do you?
I don't. I
Oh.
know it's not dead.
Oh.
I know it's not dead. I'm not eating death.
Okay.
I think we need to get back to eating life, not death. And that's what I'm saying.
A lot of these.
To eat things that are living. Your body is a living temple. And if all we're eating is death, then your thought's gonna be death.
No, I didn't say all. See, you vegans always want to exaggerate.
That we're talking about women. If all you're eating is dead things,
We ain't say
you're
all.
gonna attract dead men.
What? Oh, why you gotta say all? We ain't talking about an all meat diet. Ain't nobody say I'm a meatitarian. I ain't no meatitarian. Okay. So,
But thanks for letting me add my comments. I just want to say that.
and she pointed out some books that you ladies should read. So, Queen of Four. What's that book you got there by Queen of Four?
Oh, this is Queen of Fool's book, Sacred Woman. I also have Queen of Foods book that have a ton of recipes in it, healthy recipes. The City of Wellness, where she talks about the 7 kitchens of consciousness. I've got a lot of books over here. I've got Tia Mari's book. She talked about her battle with endometriosis, which is something that a lot of Black women are going through. That's not talked about. Fibroids and cysts and endometriosis, got all this wound disease going on, and when you're affected down there, it affects the mental, mind, body, and spirit. That's what the you got back there is about, mind, body, and spirit. It's a total connection. So when you're lacking in one area, it's going to reflect in another area of your life. You're not connected with the spirit, so you're going to be a dog catcher. You're not connected with your body. You don't know yourself. You're going to be a dog catcher. You know what I'm saying?
So you calling me a dog? You calling me a dog catcher?
You get in there. You all right.
All right. Well, you done start.
One of the few Black men I know that is a faithful, honest Black man, and it's very few and far in between. So ladies, don't pass up these good dudes out here trying to catch these dogs. When you come across one, you better recognize. But it's a lot of craziness out here.
And there's some other. Don't say that because there's quite a few other good Black men in BPM.
Oh yes, there is. Definitely. Definitely. It's a great environment. Come on out to BPM. I really enjoy it. When I come there, it's about those kids. It's not about nothing else, no shadiness, And I've been places before where I've been invited to something that's supposed to be spiritual or supposed to be about one thing about building, and then you get there and it's really about something else. It's really about hooking up, So I definitely enjoy coming there in the environment that it brings, and the kids are just amazing. I see you, Sadiq.
Okay. So y'all make sure y'all come out there Saturday. It's all about economics. Come support these young Black vendors.
Yes, come on out, Queens in Training. We're going to be building with them. We're going to be teaching them about how to start a business. We're going to have them do their vision board and incorporate the powernomics into that, and teaching them about how to do for self, how to heal thyself. You're in the area, come on out.
And you're going to be selling joyful lights?
Oh, yes, I'm going to be selling my candles. Check out my candles. Aromatherapy candles, and check out my page, Joyful Lights, on Instagram and Facebook.
All right, cool. You heard it from Joy, not just me. Peace out.
All right, peace.
How do you close this? All right, so there we are, people. I did not mean to get into a debate about carnivores and herbivores, but it happened. And I tend to do that. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and throw them up. If anybody wants to be brought up, go ahead and request it. I'll bring you up. But that's all I got, man. I just want our women to be more discerning. I want them to have high standards. I don't want them to accept dogs. And man, I'm out here. I done had people come to me, Black males, and say, I didn't come and volunteer for BPM earlier because I knew you required us to be married before we come. Because I pushed that so hard. And I said, brother, you ain't had to be married already. I'm going to push that. I want you to get you a Black queen and start a Black family. But you could have came. But we push it so hard that they thought they had to be married to a Black queen before they could even come. Right? So we push it. We push that. We're hard on that. So I'm not just talking, but I want you sisters not to accept any bull crap. Because a lot of us do. Now I got a whole vegan debate going on my Instagram. Do we have any questions about the dog catchers? I'm not going to get into the GMO stuff and the meat versus the vegan. Do we have any questions or statements based on the topic? Why did I get into that debate with her? I don't know. Well, I do know because I'm always debating crap. But if it's nothing on that, we about to be out. We love y'all. God bless. And as I always say, BPM today.
BPM tomorrow. BPM for life.
Baby. There go Chris. Cash Chris 45. Women want to be accepted by their peers, just like the males that are dogs. Well, that's why we have to use reverse peer pressure and not accept that, so that if you want to be acceptance, you have to be a real man. Do you see what I'm saying? If you want acceptance, you have to be a real man. So we have to change the standard for what's acceptable and what's not. Preston Dow said, are you in Jax? Yes, I'm in Jax. Now, I hope you're not working for the government. But they already know where I am at all times, so I guess that's not an issue. All right. God bless y'all. BPM this Saturday, 12:30 p.m., 5000 North Main Street, Black Powernomics event. 2 guest speakers, both very, very well qualified. We're going to have young black vendors, and they're going to be selling their products on site. Come out and practice Powernomics. Ma'am, I don't know how to pronounce it, but she said she has a question. Go ahead. What's your question? Do you want to be brought up, or do you want to just type the question in? You let me know. What's the info to join? www.buildingpowerfulminds.com. Preston_Dowell. If you're in Jacksonville, just show up. If you're elsewhere, you can support us. We're in Jacksonville and Orlando. You can support by donation, but there's really no way for you to join unless you're going to move to Florida. So, unless you're going to start one way. Why is it that black women are called either gold diggers or love dogs? 2 stereotypes that annoy me, really. I don't know what a love dog is. I have never heard of a love dog. I don't know what that is. Now, I mean, I think it's generally understood. I don't know what a love dog is. You would have to explain that to me. But I think it's generally understood what a gold digger is, and that's a woman who wants to be with a man who's already well established, and her main, just about only reason for wanting to be with him is his money. Because I just said the ability to build, the ability to accumulate wealth, take care of your family, that's important. But some of these women, you know, if that's their only thing, I want a man who make $100,000 a year. You ain't really focused on nothing else. He can be a dog. Then that's where you get the term gold digger, but that applies to all groups. And if you hear a black man saying that that's black women, that's probably a black dude that's looking for an excuse to date outside his race. Right? That's probably a black dude that's looking for an excuse to date outside his race. That's what that is. But I don't know what the love dog is. If you want to explain that to me, I'll be that love deadbeats. Oh, they love dogs. Yeah, because a lot of them do. A lot of them do. That's what this whole show was about. Now, the reason I only talked about black women in that category is because that's all I really care about. It's not my job to really diagnose other groups. I'm just worried about the black family. And a lot of our women, as we just talked about tonight, as Joy just confirmed, they gravitate towards thugs that aren't committed, faithful, and aren't going to be taking care of nothing. So you know, that's the reason that. But I'm not. I still don't. Like the beginning of the show, I didn't say all black women. I just said a substantial percentage. So nobody would be saying that all black women love deadbeats. That's not the case. My wife wouldn't be with me if I was a deadbeat. But there's a substantial portion, and that's what this show was aimed at. Those that do. Now the ones that got good standards and keep those standards and don't accept the bull crap, those do exist. But as Joy just said, we have a percentage. We have a percentage that don't. So somebody said, how can a woman recognize a good man? Well, that could be the topic of a whole show. But a good man, I'm going to give you some hints. A good man is going to be about family building. Right? A good man is not going to have multiple baby mamas. because he's not going to be laying up with all these different women. He might have one, but I'm just saying, a good man is thinking about finding a wife, right? So a good man is dating specifically for the purpose to evaluate whether she can be a wife or not. Not can he sleep with her, not can he use her as good arm candy, not can he, that's not what's on his mind. He's dating for the point of finding a wife. If she doesn't meet his criteria, if he sees it's not going to be serious, he moves on. He doesn't string her along. He's not trying to talk to 8 women. He's dating for the purpose of finding a wife. So even when they get to the first date, he's already looking at the attributes to see if this is wife or not. It's going to come up in his conversation. What kind of mother would she be? These are the things that he's thinking. Not, was she cool? Can I kick it with her? Can I smoke a blunt with her? Will she like my friends? Will she trip if I go out? No, that's not what the good black man is thinking. The good black man is thinking about family building. Will she be a good wife for me? Can we build together? Right? And that's going to be manifested in the way he acts, in his conversation. It's hard to hide. So if you get with a brother and you've been with him 7, 8, 9, 10 months and he ain't said nothing about marriage, he's talking about we don't have to define everything. Just let it flow. That's a dog. That's just having fun. So I think that, now of course I could do a whole show on how do you recognize a good black man, but I'm just saying the mind frame, his perspective and what he's pushing towards, that's going to tell you a lot. That's going to tell you a lot. Thank you, Chelsea. Okay, right. Why do women look at appearance instead of God's word? Now, one thing about it, I'm not going to tell nobody not to look at appearance. Because guys look at appearance and women do too. Whichever person you're going to be with need to look good to you. Because you got to be with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of the people who's going to sit there and say looks don't matter. Go get you somebody who's totally unattractive as long as they got the other. Nah, that's a factor. That's a factor that has to be taken into account. It can't be the only factor or you're going to be headed down the wrong road, but it is a factor. You got to wake up to this person for the rest of your life. They need to be somebody that's attractive to you. Right? You can't go all based on looks, all based on body, but that's got to be a factor. So I ain't one of the people that say that doesn't matter. It matters. It mattered to me. I'm pretty sure it mattered to my wife. So I can't say it doesn't matter. As a young man, I see a lot of young girls getting played, but then will later want you because you are a good man. Big fella, that's what we've been talking about all night, right? All you could do, if you wasn't the one being the player, and then they come back wanting you, you got to do an evaluation on your part to see if this is wifey material for you. That's a choice you got to make. Most women have the definition of a good man based on how they look at themselves and how they was raised. I agree with that. That's what we talked about tonight. But they tell me all the time that I'm too nice. How do you deal with this issue? You let them go to hell. Okay? If a woman tell you she doesn't want to be with you because you're too nice, and this is beyond the first couple of months because we all fake nice the first couple of months. But if you let your real self be known and that's just too nice for her, then you kick her to the curb because what you going to do, start trying to be mean? Cussing her out when you don't even want to? That's not you. So she's got to go get somebody who will treat her worse. You know what I'm saying? And you got to go get a woman that wants to be treated well. Right? They're there. They're out there. Don't worry. Trust me. They're out there. You're going to have to weed through some trash, but you'll find them. All right? The maturity of the women, they are not ready for a good man. And the women know that's why. Yeah, I agree with that. If they're not ready, they might reject it. That's all true. That's all true. So, I think I got through all the questions about the dogs and this, that, and the third. So, I'm going to close this out, but I'll probably upload it on YouTube tomorrow for anybody who missed it. and we'll take it from there. But ladies, don't be dog catchers. Peace.